Welcome to Wisden India's recap of the third day at Trent Bridge. I've got Lawrence Booth from the Daily Mail and the Wisden Cricketers Almanac with me. Lawrence, intriguing day, 235 for two first and third sessions, and in between complete chaos. I think it was 6 for 74 in the second session.
Yeah, that's kind of what's been happening to England's batting really in the last year. I think Sky put up a graphic saying that they've had 10 such collapses in Test cricket since in fact Trent Bridge here against Australia last year. So that bit didn't surprise us. I thought what was interesting was the way India bowled. Ishant Sharma first up after lunch, bowling a much fuller length and straighter line than England managed. Now, England got obsessed with bowling to 7-2 split fields. As a result, they opened up third man as a scoring area because they were sticking wide outside off stump. India decided they could get bowled and LBW, so they pitched it up, and it worked for them. A couple of balls swung. Bhuvneshwar Kumar bowled very well, and suddenly 6 for 68 on a pitch that we all said was a bowler's nightmare. Suddenly looking like India were absolutely strong favourites to win this game. It's changed slightly since then, but you know, India is still in control.
Do you think that the Asian conditions have contributed to this as well? Because, like you said, the way India bowled, I heard a statistic on commentary that England targeted the wickets 9% when Dhoni was at the crease yesterday, and for India the figure was something like 25. That's a major difference.
Yeah, I think England became a bit obsessed with the fact that these aren't home conditions, essentially. You know, each of their players in the press conferences so far has made that point. They're saying they're dealing with it, and it's not an issue, but I think it is playing on their minds. It bugs them that all 3 test pitches they played on this summer against Asian teams have been more like subcontinental conditions. And I can see why that would irritate them, but you've still got to deal with the conditions in front of you, and I don't think they sized up conditions as quickly as India did. Ishant Sharma, in the press conference we've just been to, said we bowl on wickets in India like this all the time. So India had a sort of more intuitive sense of how to deal with these kinds of conditions. It'll be interesting to see what happens if there are any grass is left on the pitch or there's any moisture, but I suspect that we won't see anything like that all summer.
But coming back to those Indian conditions, Anderson especially bowled outstandingly well in India in very similar conditions in 2012. So you would think that having seen a pitch like this, they would have adapted slightly better than they eventually did.
Yeah, I mean, Jimmy's best spell in that series was in Kolkata when he got it to reverse swing one afternoon with Stephen Finn, and they took a few wickets. But England essentially, in conditions like this, need it to reverse swing. Otherwise, they don't have a plan B. They lose a sense of control and aggression when overhead conditions aren't helping them. There's no movement off the seam. So when there's a bit of reverse, they're as handy as anyone, and we saw that when India lost 4 wickets for 2 runs on the second day. But when it goes flat again and there's no life, then the last wicket pair are adding 111. So, I mean, I still think a draw is probably favourite in this game, but I think all options are still open.
If India do declare, how many overs do you see them giving England, given that the management team of Dhoni and Fletcher isn't renowned for attacking leadership, shall we say? No,
that's right. They err on the side of caution, don't they? And India not having won an away test for 3 years, they won't want to start by losing a game that they've been in control of for long spells. So I'd be surprised if they gave them more than a day to bat, unless England bowl them out. But on this kind of surface, you suspect that won't happen. I suspect we'll see a situation where England are batting for 90, 85 overs to save the game on the last day. And if the bounce does start to get a bit low, Jadeja could be a potential match winner.
That's it from us. India lead by 105, 2 more days left to play. Thanks.